just on my way down to the manor of the pub, and outside there are two big containers for recyclable refuse, and so I've got it with me because I've been saving my plastic bottles and jars. I didn't know where to leave them. In France, we'd have a list on the kitchen wall or inside a cupboard door, what colour bags and what had to go where. But here, there's just nothing. I know. And I feel guilty putting things in the rubbish bin when I think it should be recycled. But anyway, so while we were walking around, checking out the park, the 220 houses that are here, holiday lets, chalets, whatever you want to call them, and I stumbled across these bins. So here I am with my bag, and in the bin they go. Lean's cooking. He made too much spaghetti last night, so he's titivating it with other things. So it should be good. A bit late, but we've had a long day. So in the bin it goes. Hold on. Well, there's no shortage of glass and recyclables and just ordinary. So I only need the recyclables. Thank you to all those people who recycle. Okay. And I'm now going to see, whoops, and I'm now going to walk back to our wee home away from home and see how dinner's getting on. So, it's the end of a gorgeous day. Signing off, puffing uphill. And here we were, another beautiful landmark, one that brought back so many memories. If you haven't seen the video or the playlist from our French holiday, I recommend you do. I was gobsmacked when I saw Mont Saint Michel, and I had that same feeling when we arrived at Mont Saint Michel. Saying those two names in one breath is a bit of a tongue twister, but I got there in the end. Tickets are easily booked, can be done at the car park. Now I can't remember what we paid for the island itself, but I do know that we paid £5 for parking and £5.60 for the return boat as the tide had come in. And this visit was just one of those that will stay with me forever. St Michael's Mount is a tidal island in Mounts Bay, Cornwall, England. The island is a civil parish and is linked to the town of Mont Saint by a causeway of granite setts, passable, as is the beach, between mid-tide and low water. It is managed by the National Trust, and the castle and chapel have been the home of the St Alban family since around 1650. Historically, St Michael's Mount was a Cornish counterpart of Mont Saint Michel in Normandy, France, which is also a tidal island and has a similar conical shape, though Mont Saint Michel is much taller. St Michael's Mount may have been the site of a monastery from the 8th to the 11th centuries. Edward the Confessor gave the site to the Benedictine order of Mont Saint Michel, and it was a priory of that abbey until the dissolution of the alien houses as a side effect of the war in France by Henry V. Subsequently, it ceased to be a priory, but was reduced to being a secular chapel, which was given to the abbess and convent of Sion at Isleworth, Middlesex, in 1424. This then ended its association with Mont Saint Michel and any connection with Low Island, dedicated to the Archangel Michael. It was a destination for pilgrims, whose devotions were encouraged by an indulgence granted by Pope Gregory in the 11th century. The earliest buildings on the summit, including a castle, date to the 12th century. Little is known about the village before the beginning of the 18th century, save that there were a few fishermen's cottages and monastic cottages. After improvements to the harbour in 1727, St Michael's Mount became a flourishing seaport. In the 1755 Lisbon earthquake caused a tsunami to strike the Cornish coast over 1,000 miles away. The sea rose 6 feet in 10 minutes at St Michael's Mount, ebbed at the same rate, and continued to rise and fall for 5 hours. The 19th century French writer Arnold Boscovich claimed a great loss of life and property occurred upon the coasts of Cornwall. The island has had more owners than I've had hot dinners. There's lots of information on the internet about the island, so for now I'll just let you enjoy the scenery.